Hello everyone, welcome back to GT Improvement course. We are getting ready to start part 12 of our arithmetic reasoning basic skills portion. I've got a review here. Last time we talked about adding and subtracting mixed numbers, and we talked about the ways of stacking and using the improper fraction form. I have 3 problems for you to go ahead and work through on your own. So go ahead and pause the video, and when you come back we'll do the answers. Alrighty, here are your answers. So for number 1, you should have gotten 7 and 4/21. I did the 2 ways. I did the stacking way here, and then I did the improper fraction way here. So whichever method you chose, you can compare your work to either of these. But either way, you should have gotten the same answer. Number 2 should have ended up with 2 and 1/4. Number 3, you should have ended up with 1 and 1/6. So if you didn't get these answers, make sure you pause the video and try to figure out where you made your mistake. Most likely it was just a small computational error, but it's really important for you to catch those mistakes and understand where you went wrong. All right, let's move on to multiplying and dividing mixed numbers. This is so much easier than adding and subtracting. Multiplying, dividing mixed numbers. There is only one way to do this, and that is to change your mixed numbers to improper. That's your only option. You are not allowed, I repeat, you are not allowed to go, oh, well, 7 times 2 is 14, and then I'll just add that to whatever 3/4 times 1/3 is. Please do not do that. It does not work that way. And I'm going to explain why. The operation that's happening between this 7 and 3/4 is the 7 is being added to the 3/4. And the same here. It's the 2 is being added to the 1/3. So if you just do that times that, and then I'll add that times that, it doesn't work that way. I don't know if y'all remember FOIL, but it basically works out to like you have to multiply inner, outer, and then last, first. Anyways, just don't do that, please. Just change them to improper and your life will be fine. Okay, go ahead and change your fractions to improper on your paper. I will do the same on my own. Okay, you should have ended up with 31/4 times 7/3. Now, first thing you want to do when you are multiplying is you want to see if you can do any cross canceling. In this case, we cannot cross cancel here or here. So we just have to do top times top and bottom times bottom. Now 31 times 7, I'm just going to do that off to the side. Get 217. And bottom times bottom, that is 12. Okay, then we're going to need to change this into a mixed number. I gave you a hard one for the first one, didn't I? So go ahead and on your own see if you can figure out what is 12 into 17 and make this into a mixed number. All right, I think it goes in 18 times. I'm just going to double check. 12 times 18. Yep, gets you 216. Okay, so 216, that means we have 1 left over, so it'll be 18 and 1/12. Ooh, I made it mean for you that first time. This one's gonna be easier. Okay, so again, you have to change to improper. Go ahead and do that now on number 2. Alright, so you should have ended up with 16/5 over 5/3. Can you do some cross canceling? You sure can. You can cancel both of these into ones. So you end up with 16/3. And that mixed number, 3 goes into 16 5 times. 1 left over, Denominator stays the same. Okay, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Change your mixed numbers to improper fractions, see if you can do any cross-canceling, and then solve your multiplication. All right, go ahead and do numbers 3 and 4 on your own, and I will reveal the answers when you come back. All right, I bet that was probably a little challenging for you, and I did that on purpose because I know the numbers get big and annoying and awkward, but it's so important that you understand that as long as you're following the steps, you will get the right answers as long as you do the computation correctly. I know these are weird looking fractions that we don't see very often in everyday life, but it's important for you to struggle a little bit because that's how we learn. So if you didn't get these numbers right, please, please, please go back and fix your mistake, okay? Don't give up. I know this was hard, but you need to push yourself a little bit more every single day. It can't be easy all the time. All right, so you should have gotten 13 and 13/35 for number 3. And for number 4, you should have gotten 7 and 31/32, okay? So all the work is here. If you didn't get these answers, go back and check your work and see if you can figure out where you went wrong, okay? You hang in there, you guys are doing great. Let's talk about division, okay? Division. A little line here. All right, let's do 3 and 1/3 divided by 1/4. Okay, oops, sorry. Okay, here's your problem. 3 and 1/3 divided by 1/4. What is the rule for when we divide fractions? It is keep, change, and flip. It's the same process here. Keep, change, flip. So you're going to keep the first fraction, you're going to change your division to multiplication, and you're going to flip the second fraction. Do you remember that fancy word you learned for flip? It starts with an R. It's reciprocal. Yeah, I'm sure you knew it exactly what I was talking about. Reciprocal. Okay, so 3 and 1/3 divided by 1 and 1/4. It's going to be 3 and 1/3 times 4/1. Okay, what do we need to do with mixed numbers when we are multiplying? We need to change them to improper fractions. So that's going to be 10/3 times 4/1. Can't do any cross canceling, so I'm just going to go top times top, bottom times bottom. Okay, 3 can go into 40. Well, 3 times 12 is 36. That means 3 times 13 is 39, so it can go in 13 times with 1 left over. Denominator stays the same. Let's do another one where it's both mixed numbers. Let's do 1 and 1/5 divided by 2 and 1/2. Okay, so it's keep, flip, change. Now, if this number is a mixed number, I would go ahead and just change these guys to improper first, just so you know your fractions that you're going to have to end up flipping later, okay? So 1 and 1/5, well, that would be 5 times 1 is 5 plus 1 is 6 fifths, divided by 2 times 2 is 4 plus 1 is 5 halves. Okay, now I haven't kept, flipped, changed anything yet, so now is when I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep the first fraction, change my division to multiplication, and I'm going to use the reciprocal of my second fraction. Okay, now it's multiplication of fractions. Can we do any cross canceling? Nope, sure can't. So your answer is going to be 12/25. And you don't have to change that into a mixed number because it's a fraction. So it won't be a mixed number. All right. I'm going to give you 2 to work on your own. I promise they won't be as mean and scary as those other ones that we did. Okay. All right, answers when you come back. Alrighty, so for number 3, you should have ended up with 1 and 17/33. And for number 4, you should have ended up with 21/32. So that's it for this video. I will put some links in the description below for some practice worksheets if you would like to continue practicing with this. And we'll of course do a review before we start the next video. All right, so hope you're doing well. Remember, if you're feeling frustrated, it's okay. It's normal. Everybody feels frustrated on the first couple of days of this course because remember, you're relearning stuff that you haven't even thought about for the last 10, 20, whatever, however many years, however old you are. So be patient with yourself, and remember, the only way you get better at anything is to just keep practicing. See you next time.